stream. I hope you guys are doing well and all that on this Friday today. Um, my day's been pretty good. All I've just done today is just relaxed at home and all that. Nothing really too crazy. Um, and all that. But if you're new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber or a mod of mine, welcome back. Feel free to hit the like button plus the subscribe button and the notification bell and set it to all notifications so you get first updates, like first things updates, like firsthand from me personally with anything from video related to live streamings and more. And I would hate if somebody missed an update from me, especially because, those are always something y'all want to be looking out for. Hey Dennis, welcome back. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good and everything. Yeah. And also feel free to hit the like button above here so you guys can again show the channel some love, but also show the algorithm that we're doing our part and all that. But yeah, we're just hanging out. So y'all feel free to ask questions. All I do say with questions though, you guys, is please be respectful of what you ask. Because you don't know what someone on here has been going through, or even myself, just for not just my safety, but for everybody else's safety too. Because y'all are the, I basically put y'all and myself first before anything else. And, I don't want no one getting scared off by something like that. And all that, but we're just hanging out. So feel free to ask whatever down below. And we're just gonna have some fun for a bit and just, you know, let our minds escape for a bit and not stressed over tomorrow, not try to think about work, stuff like that, that us adults might go crazy about, and even us teens also might be going crazy over, and just all the usual. So give me just a moment to look at the comment section really quick. Him. I'm good, Harry. Want to tell you, I want you to tell me what happened on your live last time you were on here. Um, Dennis, to answer your first question there, um, I'm doing alright. I'm just trying to just getting over my normal side effects right now, just because it's just the reality of how it goes as a 20-year epileptic, basically. But also, I'm doing good other than that. And secondly, it's a long story. I'm not gonna lie. It was just because another mod that was a mod in here was for no reason was literally blocking other people. And the sus part about it was that mod did not say anything. Like, it didn't, like, he didn't even say hi in the chat, which was sus of him. But that person, because my other other mod, Joe, was in there that night and saw, because even he saw it too, and even I did as well. And so I was thankful that I had another mod in the chat spawning it, and so I actually had to fully take that mod off. Not Joe, but the other mod I had to take off because of what he was doing. And it was actually not okay of what he was doing, because not it wasn't every comment. Even he would just start blocking comments that even were like nice comments, like, hey, how are you doing? Or asking a normal question, not inappropriate questions. You know? Just kind of the red flags with mods. Typical. But we got that sorted and squared, so that mod's officially out of here for good. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. And all that. But that's why you guys, I'm very, very, very selective with mods in here, and that's why I do what I do with mods, and that's why I do have a system on here for modding, but also that's why I watch mods like hawk. Like, and even for an incoming mod I do too, just to see how that person reacts with the comments and with the chat, Because for mods, I would want a mod who's respectful and actually treating everyone the way they want to be treated and not being hateful. Because I want my mods to be an example of how everyone should be acting on here. Not acting like, oh, you're acting like a 5-year-old. When reality is you're a 30, 20, 40, or even basically of a person, or you're a teenager or almost in your 20s and you're acting like you're way below that, It's just not cool when people just do that for no reason. Like, y'all, I'm 20, and if I, let me say this, I'm thankful I don't do this, but I will say this, if I were any of them, I would have looked crazy in that second, honestly. And so, yes, you can, Dennis. What is it? And also, hey there, Ivy, how are you doing? And thanks, by the way, for your comment. George, I see you're new here. Welcome as well. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everyone who's just coming in here is doing well too. But yeah, Des, you can ask me anything, just make sure it's appropriate. But y'all feel free to hit the like button if you haven't already. And all the things, and be sure you're tapping all the buttons on here. If you haven't. But if you have, don't listen to me. That's all I do say, because, everyone's in here, and some people have done it, some people haven't. So if you have, okay, cool. But if you haven't, feel free to. Did you see the notification that you got from YouTube? I believe it was a spam. Let me see. Violation. It might, maybe, I think I can't remember, honestly. Hang on, let me stand up, y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna switch spots a little bit. Just for a bit. And all that. And all that. So, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, we're just hanging out though, y'all. So feel free to ask whatever. What are you going to do about it? Hang on. Give me a second. I'll probably. Oh gosh. Hang on. Let's see what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take that person actually off, actually. Just so that way it's That way it's for everyone's safety. That way we're not thinking we're not having complaints when we aren't. And so, there we go. So that person's officially out of here. Yeah. Because really, I do not have time to be messing around with anybody. I really don't. And also, this goes for anyone in here. Please be respectful. Please. Because I don't want to have to play victim to anyone tonight, which would be great. And that's why I put my mods in charge of doing all that. But sometimes there's some occasions where I'm having to play victim. Sometimes, which, y'all, um, literally, and all that. But, yeah. So, that was a person. But, well, first off, I just went ahead and blocked it because I'm not. Because, people can start putting their names under just weird things like that and even just write stuff similar and just don't trust it. And, I don't want others to look at that and going, oh, Lord, what's happening? When nothing's happening on here, basically. You know? They don't take over our side, they don't. I'm the only one who takes over on here. So they don't have no dang control of what they're doing. So we're just gonna move forward as if, and that's just what we do. We just do the best for our safety, and then you just keep going. Man, it's like 20 more minutes until my boyfriend gets off work and all that. But right now I'm just sitting down at the moment, basically. Um, but yeah, so, um, yes or no? That was a question. What days do you work as well? To answer your question, work days are Mondays and Wednesdays. As of right now, I kind of just found out so far recently. So at first, y'all, some news I kind of found out at first before I found out that it was more of a mistake kind of thing, which is okay because we all make mistakes by accident without knowing. Because a lot of things can slip our minds without knowing it. Was um for me um this um for me not last week next week would have been potentially possibility um my last week, but um it's because I've been doing what's called a work experience basically. So it's where me and a job coach go in and I go into work like normal and then do stuff, and then even they take notes as I'm doing stuff just to see how I do. And then and then my job coach was like, "Your next week will be your last week," and I'm like, "Huh?" Not even at first. I thought after because it's like a 12-week process, but I guess she got her weeks mixed up, which is fine because everyone does. And so, as of the 19th, potentially, as of right now, might be my full last day. Possibility until either. I'm saying right now until I get further updates because right now, what I'm also trying to do too is I'm gonna also planning and talking with my manager and seeing if there's any way where I can still sit where I can stay because I love working where I'm working right now, and everyone I've worked with has been amazing, and it's just I mean, y'all should have seen my reaction. I mean, well, technically, y'all should have seen me like after, like in like a couple hours after I got home. Like I was probably by 2:30 on that Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was literally crying, just going crazy, and it's gonna be a bit to process. It was literally gonna be a bit to process and stuff like that, um, but then recently, yesterday, found out that my job coach accidentally mixed up her days, and it was actually the 19th and not next week. So as of right now, I've got 2 more weeks left. So, um, yeah, but, um, yeah, something like your editor responses real quick too, though, but, because I kind of saw some of it, but I need to take it here in a minute. But, yeah, it's one of those things, basically. Um, but yeah, even right now, I'm just either Monday or Wednesday, maybe I'll, ask my manager and see if there's any openings available and see if I can still stick around because I've loved doing what I do. Basically, that's one thing about a job, you guys, is you know when you love the environment, but you also know when you love where you work too. From how you feel when you walk in there and how you feel around everybody, and you know, like y'all, I feel like I'm at home, but also I feel like how do I describe it to y'all? Honestly, like for me, I I feel like I've been just in my happy place basically. Like I feel like I've had a space to walk into and feel happy where I belong, and just I feel like I'm just meant to be there for a good day, you know? And um and it's a good starting point basically. You know, it's always good to find that space, you know, where if it's your work, where if it's your home, where if it's anywhere, basically. Um, and so, um, and all that. But, yeah. Hey there, Mikey. Um, I'll say this just in a normal way. Thanks. And Dennis, first of all, Raymond's in the chat. I mean, Mel. Sorry, there's too many people in my life, y'all. Don't act like I just said his name, y'all. Mel's in my chat, watching the chat like he should be doing. So he knows when to get someone out of here. And even all my mods know when someone's being to that point and all that. So for a non-person who's not a mod, just trust them. Because they know what they're doing. And they've done it long enough to know when the appropriate time to block somebody is. And not like, um, you know, just some people. So trust me, Dennis. Mel knows. He knows. In his own instinct when to get him out. Hey there, Max. How are you doing? I can tell you're new here, so welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Dennis, what's your age? I do ask age just because I do have an age requirement I do put mods at. So for example, if you're 13 to 15, I put you under standard, but if you're 16 plus, I put you as a managing one, which is just all options. But, you know, I ask for age just so that way I know if you're even in the age gap on my life for me to feel okay with it, you know? So, that really goes just in general for them. Okay. Oh wow, you're only a year apart from me. That's crazy. Okay. Um, yeah, just give me just a second. Um, I'm not saying I don't trust you things if you've been here long enough to have been here. Um, I'll, give me a couple minutes. I'm just gonna I just wanna really be sure before I send it, cause I don't wanna rush myself too quick. Um, and then I'll have you do the next step, which I have all my mods do, basically. And so, I'm not saying that you're not trustable or anything. It's just, an instinct to me. But it's only for a couple minutes. Just to really be sure. So just do like you normally would do and just play cool, and don't flip sides, which I know you've not. I'll just say that now. But, you know, I just want to be sure before I even do it too much. AK before I push my limits. In other words, to all that. Um, Grumpy Rocket Ship, I see you're new here. So welcome. Let's see here. Yo, can I send you some? Would be appreciated if you please. Sorry, I have to check. Ah, Lord. Um, I don't know, honestly, to answer your question and all that. And so, um, hang on, y'all. I'm gonna sit back down. No, but only 10 more minutes till my boyfriend gets off work. Give me a second, y'all. Um, but yeah, so that's just what's going on there, though. Um, Dennis, um, give me just a minute. Like I said, it's not that I don't trust you or anything, it's just, and plus, you've been here long enough for me to kind of see some of it. I just want to give it just a minute. Just for my own self to really, be sure, you know? So, give me maybe just a minute, and then I'll know from there. So just kind of, just like I said, just do what you're doing right now. Just do your same part of being responsible and nice to me and everyone else like you are. Like I said, I know you're not, but just, I like to double check myself really to make sure I'm checking boxes um, before I tell you the next step, because there's a kind of like a next step process on here for modding, in which my mods know how I do things here, basically. Um, but yeah, um, like I would just send it on. Um, Robbie, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing it on that. I don't feel comfortable that on that way, and plus, I don't follow randoms off bat, just like social media wise, just for my own safety. I'm not saying you know, I'm not saying you're gonna do anything wrong here. It's just, it's just safety first, basically. And it's good to be safe than sorry for your own purpose and your own health, especially, you know. Ugh, and just something add to that. But, um, but, um, yeah. So, that's just what's going on there. But, um, But, honestly, I don't know. Like I said, it's not because of you or anything, or it's not because you didn't do anything. It's just the way I process stuff, but also it's just, you know, just mountain. It's just an instinct of me. That's all. But like I said, there's um so many people as well that will like it. But but um but the only I'm trying to think, because the only ways my brain can think toward it is going on to um let's see, maybe going on to one of my post comment sections or something, and maybe commenting it there. That's just the only, just that's in my head. That's the only thing I can think of to where it would be more comfortable based. But that, I don't know. That's just me though. But other than that, that's really all I think of I can do toward it. But um, anyway, oh, I'll do that. Good grief. But yeah, so that's just what's going on there. Um, give me a second. Hang on. And so, um, yeah. Anywho, um, to answer, to answer your question is, I think, um, I think it's fine for me to mod you. So here's what you do. Go on to my channel, go onto the post tab of my channel, and you'll scroll a good bit down to where it will say for all incoming mods, not my not my not my incoming mods that are 13 to not the 13 to 15 one, but it's basically from a year ago. And then you'll just tap the, because there's a link on there, which is just a quick Google form. It's nothing too long, just a couple quick responses, and then let me know on here when you're done, so that way I can go back and check it, make sure that okay, you're pretty cool with it, so that way I'm aware. And then um after that, let me know, hey, I just got done filling that out, and then I'll check it, and then I'll put you through. Just pretty simple, basically. Um, but yeah, it's really simple, I'm not gonna lie. Um, and all that. And so, yeah. Um, Roman, I see you're new here. How was your. I don't even. But, um, Roman, I don't even have chlamydia. I don't. To answer your question. Okay, let me go check it real quick. So give me just a second there, Dennis. Oh, hang on. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, hang on. Let me grab my other device really quickly to check it, so that way, that can be sorted out. Basically, give me a second though. So, yeah, everyone feel free to ask questions down below. Just be respectful for those of you who are just coming in. Give me just a moment while I check this really quickly. And even y'all feel free to chat as well in the comment section as well. Let's see here. Oh, and my boyfriend's officially off work for the night. So I have to text him a little bit and see how his day at work went. Give me just a moment while I get to that. I almost need to update that saying 16 hours. I'm gonna do this real quick. Here we go. You know what? I'm gonna edit this actually real quick. You Okay, sorry guys, I was updating something on that post. Give me just a moment. I'm just checking it. Good. Good. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys, I was doing something. Okay, sorry guys about that. I was just checking all that. But Dennis, let me go ahead and put you as a mod since it's all clear from my end. So give me just a moment. Welcome. Alright. Dennis, you're official. With everyone. But, yeah. Give me a second. Put you guys right here. So again, feel free to ask questions down below. Just be age appropriate about what you ask. Because my mods will get you if you are being inappropriate. And I don't do any of it on here. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I was retying my hair back up for a second. And all that. So, yeah, it's one of those. Anywho, what is it, Dennis? What's your question there? Yo, let's go 4 likes in the chat. Oh, Lord. Give me a second. Let's need to fix this pillow because it went all the way down. What do I do as a mod? So, Dennis, to answer your question, you block people. So, as an example, if someone, not a mod, but if anyone but mods are saying things that are appropriate, that are stupid, aka inappropriate, or if someone is not respecting boundaries or rules that get put in place, then you kick them out for doing behavior. I personally, I kick them out because it's hard to trust certain people these days. And so you really have to, so it's like if you were a police officer trying to look at who to get out of here, you know? It's kind of like security. Basically, but just here, but all you just do is, watch the chat. So do like you normally would do on here, like when you come to join me, is watch the chat, do your normal part. And if someone in here is talking dirty, or if men are starting to flirt in the chat that isn't appropriate, or if some people are saying mean comments or starting rumors that are not cool, then you kick them out immediately. Because I just don't always take, I just don't always take the risk because, I'm not a risk taker, honestly, y'all. And I don't know how many of us here are even in that category because I'm not a risk taker. I don't take risks here at all. So I just play it safe and just do what's best for all of us here. Because, that's just kind of what you have to do. Um, the one, I see you're new here. And thanks, it's actually a pajama dress. And you're not the only one who's actually have complimented me of that. That's so funny. You're not the only person who's the times that I've worn this so far. You're I don't know what number you're. There's so many people that have in a good way of complimenting me. And I mean, I'm not, to answer your question on that one, Dennis, after today, it's gonna, let me think. I think after today, it's Sunday. Because normally I go live about every other day, unless if something gets in the way or if things come up, basically, or if it gets way too chaotic, then sometimes it might be a day after. So the majority, it's every other day for most of it. So for me, after today would be Sunday, and then after that would be Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, and then Monday. Um, but yeah. Um, and all that, and so, um, I mean, I can, but I also do have other mods who do come in here too, so you're not the only mod who's in here as well, but also I do post these a lot. I post most of my streams, so if there's ever a time that you're not able to make it to a live, then you'll still see what happens when it gets posted, even how the chat did too through there, because you're not the only mod I've got on my channel. I've got a good chunk of them for reasons like this. So if one of them can't make it, then there's a good chance that a good one or two or even three or four come into here. So that way we're not too low in backup, but also we do at least have somebody on for most of them. But sometimes I might have to play a victim, which, hey, occasionally if I have to be the victim sometimes for some of the people, it's fine, but not for extended periods, because it gets too chaotic when it's just you doing it, you know. So, but yeah, it is like I said. I do have other mods in here too. So, like I said, there's ever a time that you can't make it to a live, which is okay, cause life happens and all that. I know a lot of us here get busy with work and stuff like that, and other stuff that get added up, which is normal. That's life. That's what life does to people. And we can't always make it every single time, but we just can make it to our availability and all that. But yeah, like I said, I've got um the rest of my mods who come in here too, basically. Um, but yeah. So, um, yeah, but that's just what's going on there. But yeah. So, gosh, my neck. Oh, give me a second. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my dog. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Can you see here? Hang on, y'all. Give me a second. Sorry, my mom was texting me a picture of one of my dogs. So, um, um, I mean, I'll see. Honestly, I mean, let me think here. I mean, there are some occasions I do come on here on an off day, occasionally, but that's only if I feel like it, basically. Um, I mean, I'll have to see, because I know Monday's pretty busy, I think. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, you guys, I was laughing because something my mom texted me of one of my dogs, which, oh, that's too funny. Anyway. Hang on. No, I'm good. I was just reading something really fast because my mom just texted. It was just because she sent me a pic of one of my dogs, and a little story of what kind of was happening to her. Nothing not like happening as if okay, it's an urgent manner, but more like a funny, like little, like just funny moment that dogs can do, you know. Um, yeah. Actually, I'll have to go onto my iPad and check because I don't have the foot of it saved because it's a smidge trigger to fully um save it through, basically. Um, but hang on, give me just a second to hang on, I'll show you guys in a second, but hang on, I'll give it. Not saying I mean I do show you guys all this stuff too, but I'll show it here in a little bit. Hey there, Lillian. How you doing? Thanks. I very appreciate your comment. How are you doing? I can see that you're new here. Out of everybody, that's good. Glad to hear you're doing well, basically. Um, but yeah, you guys were just hanging out right now, basically. So feel free to ask questions. Just actually, I do need to specify on here with some of those because I've not specified rules yet on my end. But some of my rules in here for those of you who are new here are number one, this goes for the men in my comment section. Please don't be flirty with me in the comment section because my mods here will kindly escort you out of here. Because I don't tolerate disrespect, but I also don't tolerate flirting because I am taken. 100%. So don't try to mess with me. I mean it. Number two, be respectful. And also don't be rude to others because you don't know what someone's went through without knowing what it's like to be in that person's shoes. So just please don't be rude or disrespectful or say things that could hurt them in any kind of manner. And then also just again, be nice. Don't back talk to others or don't say anything that might upset somebody or spook them off. Because I don't tolerate anything in that category. I just don't. Because, y'all, this is a positivity free zone here, meaning we're not negative here. So if you're coming in here being negative, disrespectful, or not the best condition, do not come here. Don't. Or really, you can, at first, you can either exit from here, or, like I said, a mod of mine can kindly escort you themselves without me doing it. Because, I don't want option three being me having to do it myself. Because who wants to do that? Not me. And plus, I keep this a safe zone for everyone. And that's why rules like this are set in place, so everyone feels safe and welcome here and not feel like you're being watched or anything within all things. Or just feeling hurt or guilty. Or feel like you're about to question everything. You know? And so, but yeah. That's just what's going on though, y'all. So, I pray for you to have a blessed and nice and beautiful day. Thank you, Lillian. I very appreciate your comment on that too. I just now saw that one as well. Y'all, let's go. 5 likes in the chat. Y'all are definitely amazing for doing what y'all do on here. So, again, a big shout out to everybody who's pitching in with the likes and all the things like that. But yeah, so yeah, we're just hanging out currently at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, just chilling. I need to take my extra meds. So give me just a second. Sorry, I was taking my second to last round of my epileptic medication. And for some of you who are new to me, some facts about me and a little kind of get to know me mainly, honestly, is my name is Sunset on here, aka Sunset Queen on YouTube. I've been doing content for 6 years now. I am 20 years old, almost 21 years old. So we're officially coming upon 2 more months until I hit 21, which is crazy. Like, how the heck has that happened already? Like, I don't know how that's almost there. That's crazy to think about. I graduated 2 years ago from high school. And, I am also a 20-year epileptic survivor. And for those of you that don't know, I was born with a medical condition called epilepsy. And if you don't know what that is for anyone that's new here, the best way to tell people is it's a neurobrain disorder where it causes the electrical system in the brain which they're the ones that send signals to the brain to tell it to do stuff or tell yourself to do a certain action, like pick something up or touch something or reach or grab or bend or anything, honestly. Like what we do right now is pick up something, hold something, show something in front of your face, read what's in front of you, look at what time it is, think and tell it what to think and all the things. So for me, it's kind of like it's like if you're fixing a light switch or something, where you have to, where, or anything electrical, honestly, where you have to connect all the wiring in the right order. So, aka, make sure they all match, but also making sure that positive, positive, negative, negative, stay the right order. But let's say this. Let's say you do all the steps correctly and it still malfunctions. So for me, so even when the brain signals from the electrical system in the brain does the same steps like it's supposed to, it will malfunction and cause me here to have seizures, and sometimes they can get to the point where I have to be hospitalized for them. And um, I was basically born when I found out. Like, I think I found out I was 5 months old when I was like at least a few months old when I was diagnosed, basically. And at one point, um, because after, of course, my childhood was kind of crazy trying to figure out, um, to find the right treatment and, um, just right management, honestly, and best cases to take from there. And y'all, when I was almost 2, so September 4th, this is actually about to be in a month, just nuts. 2, um, September 4th of 2007, I was almost 2, so I was still 1 at the time. I had to go under intense brain surgery to remove most of the right side. I mean, most of the right side. So the upper campus and all that kind of jazz, fancy terms. I know some of it because I've heard my mom say it a bunch in appointments and even told editors and all that. Um, but they had to remove most of the right side, my brain, like most of the entire right side, just to control my seizures and have a chance at living, and also a chance of living a normal life that everyone should have, and not, you know, and all that. Um, yeah, yeah, I had to go under when I was almost 2. So I was a month away from being 2. So basically, I was 1. Like, I was literally, like, only a year and a half years old, basically, when I went under. Yeah, and yeah, you guys, for reference, like I said, I was almost 2, which was crazy. Um, which I went under, um, it was a brain surgery I had to do where, they basically removed most of the right side of my brain to control my seizures. And for reference, you guys, for some of you that don't know me here, my seizures in those times were chaotic. Like, I would have so many bad seizures to where I had to be hospitalized for them. And at one point, my neurologist, who I had at that time, the last thing in his effort he could think of to do was, at least best chances were for me to do that surgery. And luckily we did. And let me say this, y'all. I'm thankful they did that, because who knows what right now would have looked like. Like, literally. Like, who knows what right now would have looked like. Like, right now could possibly look like either I'm still sneezing like crazy, or I, anything can happen, basically, um, to me at any moment if I didn't do that. But, and y'all, let me say this, I still get seizures, but they aren't as often as they used to be. So, really, nowadays, it's more like every now and then. Like, the last seizure I had was back in 2022, basically. So praise God it's been that long. So basically I was a sophomore. I was like in my second semester of my sophomore year when it happened to me after a long time and all that. Um oh my gosh, Limited, I am so sorry to hear about that. Yes, I will definitely keep your brother in prayer for sure, and that he makes a full recovery and he gets better and all that. And hopefully you're doing well too. It's not always the best when someone's sick, especially. But it's one of those things. But yes, we'll keep him in prayer and that he makes a smooth recovery and he gets better as soon as possible. Because God moves, y'all. He's really good of what he does. Of course. Yes, we'll all keep him in thought and that he gets better soon. But yeah, so literally with me, but yeah, and even y'all at one point, even after that surgery, doctor said that there could, um, even doctor said after my brain surgery, all that the chances of me walking, talking, speaking, or doing anything a normal person my age would be doing would be either unlikely or what. But y'all, 20 and a half years later, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm standing, I'm doing the impossible that doctors once said 20 and a half years ago might not be possible. Proved them. Like, I can say right now, 20 and a half years later, I am, I've graduated high school. I've made some good friends over the years. I've also have been dating an amazing partner who's loved me ever since. And I've been surrounded by good people who've been nothing but caring and respectful and amazing towards me. And I have been surrounded just by a good community of people who've been there for me and just been there in the long run for me. Um yeah, it was just incredibly just amazing now that, and let me say this, you guys, sure, yes, there's gonna be some tough days in between, but that's more because nowadays I get side effects just from the meds. It's just the medication itself. It's not the seizure portion of it. It's just because of how the surgery was, and just everything. Which the main cause is more of my surgery, but also it also kind of does a little bit more with it does a little bit more basically um with my side effects. So what basically I get y'all for side effects is dizzy episodes and headaches, sometimes one or both at the same time. So like right now, like for example, I've had basically um a headache for a while, but for a couple hours, but I took a Motrin not too long ago to help. But again, that's a side effect right there of it, and I hate when I get them. But all you can really do about them is if it's a headache, take a Motrin or something and lay down. But then if it's just a dizzy episode, it's just laying down until that passes and not trying to do much, not trying to rush yourself to do things right away, you know? Especially when you're having an episode like that. Um, and all that. And so, um, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, um, yeah. Yeah. Man, I'll have to text my boyfriend here in a minute and see how his day at work went and all that. And so, um, you know what? I'll grab my iPad here in just a minute and text him through and see how work went for him. But, yeah, and now he officially works tomorrow. And then after that, he is off Sunday, Monday. And then for me, I'm off today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then I'm back in swing on Monday, like usual, for me. And so, okay, let me look at it real quick, Dennis. Okay, let me see if it's. Oh, wait, I think I did see. I just was finishing what I was saying. Did you always talk? Yes, I did. But then, it was a little bit before, and then for a good little bit, but then at one point after my brain surgery, after it was just because of the healing process, and my brain was still just trying to heal and um recover, but also reposition itself back into place and everything. I became nonverbal for a couple of years, and so I had to do speech therapy and occupational therapy and all that just to get my speech back, but also um, even my fine motor skills and all the things back. Just kind of, especially for someone like me who went through a surgery like that, it takes a little bit of time to get stuff like that back, one step at a time. But you know, and I want to say I was in first grade. I think I was in first grade or so when I finally got my speech back, like fully, to where I was fully verbal, basically. I think I was in first grade. I think from what I can remember. But, it's been so long, so my brain is still trying to remember stuff like that. But that's what I think my age was. I think that's the grade I was in when it came back, from what I know. Hey there. How you doing, Chuckle? Can you put a song, Just Wondering? Give me a second. Do you... Yes, I had brain surgery when I was almost 2 years old. So I was basically a 2 year old, almost 2 year old at that time. Yes. So Chuckle, a little fun fact about me that you might not know is I'm a 20-year epileptic survivor. So I was born with a medical condition called epilepsy, and it's a narrow brain disorder that causes you to have seizures. So how it works technically is all the nerves in the electrical system to the brain, where the wiring to where it sends signals to the brain to tell you to do stuff and anything that we do today. And it's basically the best way to say it too. It's kind of like if you're fixing something electrical based and you're doing the right steps correctly, but it malfunctions and you have to go through the process of getting other parts to make it work. And then that's not working, and it's like you have to come up with a whole solution. That's kind of like epilepsy, but in my case, what happens is I have I basically get seizures, and there's different kinds of seizures you can get. You can get what are called absent seizures, so that's when you zone out and come back. You can get myoclonic seizures, you can get chronic seizures, you can get all kinds of seizures, honestly. There's so many names out there. But the type of seizure I get is what they call petit mal seizures. So I think for me, and the thing is, y'all, there's some people with this condition that can sense when a seizure comes, when a seizure's coming on, but some people like me can't, and all that. And y'all, I kind of wish I can. I wish I could sense when I'm having a seizure because, y'all, in my head, if there ever were to be a time where it was just me, whether if it was at work or if I were living on my own in a few years, or if I was at the grocery store, or anywhere, honestly, or or especially if I was behind the wheel, especially, you know. And y'all, honestly, my worst fear, if you ever were to ask me, my worst fear, it's basically having a seizure behind the wheel while driving. And the thing is, y'all, I can't sense when a seizure comes. And so for me, that's terrifying for me. And I pray that in my head, I pray in the future that is never a case at all because you know that I'm not saying it would happen, but you never know, it could happen at any moment. And it's just terrifying to ever process and think about because, you know, it's pretty crazy. But, yeah, it's pretty well. I've gotta go to bed. Am I able to leave you? Is there anyone else on that can help me getting people out of here because I've gotta go to bed? Let me see here. I think so. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I think you're pretty much, I think, good to go because I think I'll I mean, I'll probably will most likely be getting, um, probably some of my mods in here too, but, um, yeah, I think you should be good to go. So trust me, if there's a time that you ever have to go or anything, Dennis, you're pretty much free to go when you need to. And, if I have to play victim sometimes for 5 minutes, okay, that's not too much of a big deal, but I do have other mods who do come in here too. So, yeah, so you're completely free to go and all that. But good night, Dennis. I'll be back. Um, I'll basically be back, Sunday. Um, but yeah, I'll basically be back Sunday and all that. Um, but yeah, not my proudest net. Hmm. Hey there, Gary, I see you're new. So welcome. But yeah, we're just hanging out, y'all. And so, yeah. Hey, guys, I'll be right back. So give me just a minute. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I was texting my boyfriend to see how his day at work went since he got off work not too long ago and all that. And so, yeah, so I just texted him before, I forget to, but also, um, that way he doesn't think that I just forgot that he just got off and all that, he wouldn't be that kind of person, but still, and all that. Um, but yeah, so, um, yeah. Hey there, Chris, I see you're in here, how are you doing? And all that, but, yeah. Actually, me, because I know I have a job, but tomorrow is going to be. Dennis, let me say this. If you have to go, you can go. Don't don't think if I mean, like I said, for me, there's no forcing of staying and leaving kind of a thing. If it's an urgent manner that you have to go do what you need to do, you know? I have, like I said, I have more mods in here too in general that also do come by as well. So, you're not the only mod that is in here, basically. So, trust me, right now we're doing decently stable at the moment. But, yeah. It's like I said, if there's ever times that you have to go because of either you have to do something or you have to go to bed or something, you can always get off if you need to. Alright? Like I said, don't feel like you have to be pressured or anything. Alright? Because, a lot of us adults and teens on here will have that feeling urge in our system. And, and plus the thing is with YouTube, the best part about YouTube is you can pick and choose your own system where you don't have to be managed. Like, hey, you have to be doing this by this time or have things posted by this time. You can make up your own schedule. You can go shorter with the stuff you do, or you can go longer with the stuff you do. You can basically be your own manager, basically. So you can almost be a 2-in-1 where you can do your part and manage your own self with your people, basically. And so, yeah, I just feel that way, just so you know. Okay. It is not, but I just need to get my sleep. Yes, Dennis, I 100% understand. Sleep is important, especially for someone like you who works. It is especially important. Like, it's important to get good sleep so that way you can wake up for work on time, but also you don't, run late and just, you know, like it's important for anyone, honestly, to get good sleep for the next day, whether if they've got to be up for work themselves or if they know they have to get a whole lot of things done in general. Like for me, I know tomorrow, luckily, I can just relax tomorrow because I'm off work until Monday, basically. Um, but I really don't have anything planned. I see, looky there, perfect. See, Dennis, you can actually feel free to head up because Raymond just stepped in. So, see, I told you you're not the only mod I have in here because I do have my other mods who come in here in between y'all as well. So, Raymond, it's been a minute. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well and all that. But Dennis, get some sleep. Do what you need to do, and so that way you can feel good to be up and at it for work in the morning, of course, and be productive like anyone would want to do, and also you should do. And so, yeah. So, Dennis, like I said, thank you for your concern and all that. And yeah, you should be pretty good to do what you need to do. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see you just waiting. Alright. Bye there, Dennis. Yeah, like I said, no rush. These lives will be posted so you won't miss the whole lot. And even my mods will come in here too and do what they're supposed to do. So you're not the only one completely out of the woods. Let me pin this really fast. Raymond. So that way people can see and know what to do. Itch. Good lord. Anywho, um, yeah, we're just hanging out, you guys. So feel free to ask questions down below and everything. We're just hanging out at the moment. Man. Y'all, let's go 8 likes in the chat. Oh, man, I'm trying to get that H. And all that. So, yeah. But, yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment. There's nothing really much going on right now, so we're just chilling and all that. But, basically to give, some of you guys that, because like I said, some of y'all know me that I'm taken, but to give you guys kind of an update on how AJ's doing, for those of you that have heard me talk about him, he's doing pretty good. He just got off work not that long, like way not too long ago, basically. Um, I know the next day that he's off work is Sunday, so, basically, he works tomorrow. I actually need to write down his hours because I do have a way I keep up with his schedule, so it helps me out so that way I know what days he works, and then helps me out to know that okay, he's a and then also just helps me out to know when he's off so that way my brain's not getting confused because my brain will go chaotic if I were to get either my own schedule mixed up or his mixed up or anything like that because y'all we have so much we do. And that's also one thing too, because then, but also it helps me out to know, okay, this is when you're free to chat, and then this is when I know you're gonna be busy and all that. So I'm not concerned if you don't answer me right away, you know. And so it's always important do to do that with your own partner. mm, Regardless, basically. But yeah, so. But yeah, so um, yeah, but we're just chilling, hanging out, and so yeah. All right, just getting it. But yeah, um, but yeah. Hey there, welcome back. How are you doing? Raymond, to answer your question, he's doing good. He got off work not that long ago. I'm just waiting to hear back and see how it went, because I did just text him not like a good few minutes ago and asked him to see how his day at work was, and hopefully it went well. Basically, because he because he worked today and he works tomorrow. I know, and then after that, he's off for the next 2 days after that, so he's off Sunday, Monday, and then I work Monday, obviously. So he's off Monday when I work Monday, and then, you know. But he's doing pretty good for the most part. Yes, correct, Raymond. Yeah, he's still an update with him and work and everything so far from what he's told me. He's still seeming to like his job still, which is good and all that. He gets off mainly at 11. There was one day this week he got off at 10, which was pretty cool. Um, but the majority of the time he gets off at like 11 o'clock at night, but starts at either 2:30, 2, 3, 3:30, 4. Just it varies. Like his start time varies basically. But he does work evening to night shifts though. So he's really within that window. Unlike me where I work morning hours to afternoon hours. So like I work from like opening hours to like the middle of the afternoon for me basically. So yeah. Hey there, Shelby, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah. But um that's good, Shelby, you're doing well. Yeah, let me see here. Can you see? I think I thought I saw something. Um, I understand. Thank you, Freeman. Alright, bye there. Dennis, I did see your comment. I was reading it earlier. I'm just, not noticing all. But yeah. And so that's just what's going on there, though. But yeah, we're just hanging out, chilling. Just trying to let this side effects go away right now, but it's one of those kind of things that you have to kind of just let it do, basically. But yeah. And all that. So, yeah. Alright, bye, Dennis. Have a great rest of your night. But yeah, we're just chilling and all that currently. But yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Just chilling, hanging out. So, yeah. Oh, that bangs over. Oh, I will say this, you guys. My bangs feel so good after getting them trimmed like crazy, because, oh boy, y'all, they needed to be trimmed. Like, they needed to be cut like crazy and all that, and it feels so good. Like, it actually feels really good to, even for it not to feel thick and heavy like them too. It's just bulky-ish too. Um, yes, Raymond, he's a new mod as of today, which he became a mod basically not that long ago. So he's our next mod that came in, and he did the same process like everyone else has done, everyone else has been doing. And right now he's been doing pretty good. like you should be, because I'm very selective with mods, basically, and all that. Yep. So you have another mod joining mods, which is awesome because we always need mods for this chat because you never know in each life what that life is gonna look like with people and everything. And it's always good to have extra backup, especially. Um, yeah. Let me ask you a question. If I leave your next live, will I still? Yes. Dennis, let me say this. If there's ever times that you can't make it to a live, it's okay. Because I have other mods in here too, like Raymond, Mel, and all, and I've got a lot in here that's hard to keep track of, which is good. So trust me, you are good. Like I said, if there's ever a time that you have to be out for a certain amount of time because of work or anything going on, I still have other mods who come in here too, so it's not gonna feel like, oh, a lot's happened since I left, kind of a thing, you know. It's not like how if you were working a job where it's like, hey, I'm gonna be out of town for this, so just like, giving you a heads up. I might not be able to make it, It's not like that. Like I said, the best part with YouTube is you can have your own schedule set up for your own self and not being worked on a schedule. Basically, like you can make up your own schedules in your head and go off it there and all that. And yeah, what I was asking will, yeah, yeah, like I said, yes. Um, hey there. Um, oh gosh. Okay, that's a tricky one, I'm not gonna lie. Because they're both really good, but gosh, what would I pick out of those two? I probably would say Coke. I mean, they're both really good, but it's hard to pick one. To answer your question. Yes. Yes. Dennis, you'll still be a mod even if you have to occasionally miss a couple lives or so, or if you have to be out. Trust me, there's not going to be a time when you're not going to be a mod. That's only if you don't respect, that's only if you're being like some people who are not respecting rules. But you're not any of it. You're not even in that category. So I can trust you pretty well to know what you're doing. So trust me, you're pretty good, you know. You don't have to, you know, worry about stuff like that because mods like Raymond are in here as well to also help me out. So if anything does happen, then it's not just me working the chat every 0.2 seconds, you know? Hey there, Wild. How are you doing? That's a cool name. And also, I can tell that you're new here. Hopefully, you're doing good and everything. Yeah, Raymond, I agree with your response too. It's really, I mean, it's really a hard decision to pick in between because A, they're both really good options. But I'm saying Coke because I mean, I drink probably more Coke than Pepsi. I don't know when the last time, if I can think, the last time I drank Pepsi. I mean, Pepsi's good. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's been years, I would say. but regardless, they're both really good options. See, that's good. That's a good way to start questions too, because even that's also a good way with questions is putting in good stuff too. So, yeah, so feel free to ask questions down below. For those of you that are just coming in here, just be sure you are asking age appropriate stuff. And if not, then my mods will escort you out because I don't tolerate negativity or even inappropriateness. I really just don't. Because it's a negativity free zone here. So if people are coming in here starting to be negative, you're going to be kicked out. But if you're coming in here being nice and respectful, you're good. You don't have to worry about that. You know? And even my mods know this because they've been highly trained enough to know, and they've known it themselves what I do here, basically. So even they know the same things that I tell you guys to do and all that. And so, yeah. Good gravy. Um, but yeah, we're just hanging out right now. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, I agree, Wild. That's what anyone would look for. I would too. Because this generation these days, it's already crazy and chaotic as it is. And the last thing, let me get up for a second. The last thing I want in here is somebody coming in here and just being fully disrespectful or saying something stupid that shouldn't be said onto here. And, and that's why I've got more than one mod in this chat mostly. So that way, if we get someone in here being very, very disrespectful, then they can kick him out before I would. Because I'd rather not play victim toward those people. I just rather not be the person blocking everyone every 0.2 seconds that could come in here. And so, yeah. So just, yeah, for anyone coming in here, please be sure to be respectful. And you don't know what someone's going through until you walk in their shoes. You really don't. Not until you do that. Because a lot of us here are going through a whole lot right now with, it can be work, it can be, some of us it can be school coming up pretty soon. Some of us it can be anything, really. So you really don't know what someone's going through until you walk in their footsteps and all that, you know? And so, like an example, y'all, I'm an adult and I work 2 days a week, and like I basically work 4 hours 2 days a week, but it's, if I calculate the math, y'all, it's like 8 hours total hours on foot. Pretty crazy, but um, yeah, and so for me, of course, with me, it's a lot because I mean, I'm still learning the ropes and stuff, but also for me, I possibly only have like 2 more weeks possibly left until I really know for sure what's happening to me next because some of y'all don't know this because I said this in the very beginning, but not to everyone that was just coming in here. But um, some of y'all know me recent. Some of y'all know since June when I started my job. I basically been doing what's called a work experience where I go into my right now job and do what I do as if just like a normal work day. You're going in there working, getting paid and all the things, and you kind of get an idea of what it's like working. And with me, it's about a 12-week process. So I've been doing this for about 2 months now. And all that. Um, and so, um, recently, about a couple days ago, like Wednesday, I found out, well, at first found out, what I thought was gonna be, which I thought, because I found out that what I thought next week, um, would be my final week, possibly working, which, y'all, I was about crying my eyes out when I heard this, like, I mean, it wasn't until like 2:30 in the afternoon I started just bawling about all of it. But um then later on, it was like the next day I found out, um but then when I but then I think it was yesterday for me that I found out from my employment specialist, which is a different side to a job coach. Um it seems like my job coach just accident, not like purposely made a mistake, but I guess she got the days mixed up, so it actually isn't supposed to be till the 19th. So for example, I've got 2 more weeks as of right now, but I am planning on to either Monday or Wednesday maybe of this week. I'll try to ask my manager and see any if there's anything I can do. See if I can try to stay back because I've loved working there and I really don't want to leave this early, and it is way too soon, basically. And even my appointment specialist is gonna be in contact with her too, and hopefully I should know more answers with more of that. Hopefully, um, pretty soon. But once I do know updates with that, I will be sure to update you guys. Which I just pray and hope because I really don't want to have to. I really don't want to have to either question myself to either believing after this I'm either gonna possibly go jobless for a while or what, or just see what happens next. Because even though with Texas workforce, y'all, that's their own job is to be sure you don't that you don't go jobless like that or go into a situation like that. But they also do also their part and everything. Um, but I'm not trying to think that far because that's just gonna make me go crazy just by thinking about it too much. But let me look at the questions I've seen in my comment section. How old are you? Wild, I'm 20 to answer your question. And Raymond, you're correct. 20. Yep. Yep, I'm 20, almost 21 in the next 2 months. So you are correct. Raymond, good job. And yeah, some of you can like be shocked at me and think, what? And then some of you be like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? I mean, y'all, when some people are certain ages, you can kind of see it in them, but some people, you're like, in a good way. I'm saying it this way, because some people can look twice as their age, or they can look twice as younger as they do. Like some of you can look at me and think I'm 17 or something, but reality is I'm 20. But it's just because of appearance and stuff like that, which I'm not disturbed by that. Because I mean, hey, y'all. Actually, I will say this. I remembered when my boyfriend, one time shaved his beard his beard completely at one point. Oh, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, okay, maybe if it's like a trim up where you look nice, okay, cool. But to the point where you're looking like you're a heck a lot younger than you are, oh God. Like, y'all, even he told me even some of his coworkers were thinking he was 16 and not 20. Which, I literally said way worse than him on that one. Like, y'all, my best guess at that point with him being completely shaved, like his beard was completely shaved. Y'all, this man looked like either he could have been a freshman or an eighth grader. So in my head, he either could look like a dang eighth grader or a freshman in high school. Like, cool. In like the craziest way. Like I couldn't even. There were a couple times, y'all, I couldn't even look at him without making myself go crazy. I'm like, I cannot, you know? And not everyone can pull a beard right away. Like, not any guy can pull certain things off right away. But when they do, it's like, oh God, who am I looking at? Like with me, it felt like I was looking at a different person, you know? It was like, oh God. So, yeah, his coworkers are not the only ones. I was too. Like fun fact, y'all, he's never seen my hair. Like he's never seen my hair like up to here. Like he's never seen it to my neck before. He's seen it to where it's maybe here. Like where it was like a lot longer, but then y'all, it got to the point where me leaning back would just snag it. Like my hair would just snag with it, and it just drove me crazy. So I actually decided to, after a couple of years of growing it out and everything, decided to chop it off because I couldn't. I mean, I chop it off to where I can still tie it back, first of all, because that's one thing about me, for those of you that are new to me, is I tie my hair back 24/7 because it makes me crazy when it's down. Just because it gets in my face too much. I mean, sometimes it'll be down, but it's not always frequent. And all that just makes me nuts. But, um, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so, um, yeah. Hmm. Wait, are you 20? Don't know if. Raymond, yes, you did get it right. Good job. Don't worry, you will adapt. Be patient. Yeah. And all that. Um, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so, um, yeah, it's pretty wild there. I'll tell you that. Um, and so, um, but yeah, we're just hanging out, y'all. So feel free to ask questions down below if you haven't already. And all that. I need to see if my boyfriend's texting me back yet to see how his day at work went. So give me just a second while I check that. Let me put you guys right here. See. What better did he not post? Okay, not there yet. Okay, I thought he said something. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I was checking to see if he said anything yet on how work went, which he hadn't yet, so. But I will be texting him goodnight around like 12:30. Because usually I text him goodnight a lot earlier because y'all, he's not like me. He's not always me a whole lot of being up till 2 a.m. all the time. I mean, sometimes he's up late, but it's not like always me level. I like my own self where I'm always up till like 2 in the morning, unless if it's a work night, unless if it's a night that I know I gotta be up for work in the morning, then that will get moved to like 12:30. Just, just like 2 hours before I normally would, and all that. And so, um, yeah. Anyway. Alright, so, um, yeah. We're just hanging out though. Just trying to stretch. Yeah, dang. But yeah. So, that's just what's going on there, though, y'all. But, yeah. So, oh, I do need to write down a schedule though, since we're already past. Oh, you know what? I do need to do that as well. Give me a second to erase this off, because I know I gotta get that done pretty soon. But, um, I'm gonna do it a little bit though, not right now though. But I'm gonna sit back down. But yeah, we're just hanging out currently. But yeah. Just starting to have an inner episode as we speak. But that's just what you gotta do sometimes. Basically. Um and all that. So but yeah. Um yeah, but we're just hanging out, y'all. So yeah. But yeah, we're just hanging out. Got itch. Anyway. Y'all be sure y'all are doing all the things if you haven't already. Um right now we're just relaxing and hanging out. So yeah, that's just what we're up to. Um and all that. And so give me a second. Let me fix this pillow. It's like very, very crooked. Or really all three of these pillows are like very not even. And oh, that's better. So I was trying to fix these pillows because they were very crooked. And I hate when a pillow does that. Especially in my own case where if I'm just sitting in my bed just chilling and one of these pillows goes crooked on me, well, that's one thing. But, you know. Yeah. So, um, yeah. But we're just hanging out. Oh, goodness. Over here. But yeah. Man, he's such like crazy. Good word. It's one thing. But yeah. So we're just hanging out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so ready for when this mojo starts kicking in. Pretty soon. Yeah. So it's been a hand. Okay, it's only been 4 hours. Okay, so I can't take anything too. Man. Oh, not till 2 in the morning. Okay. So, man, I've got 2 more hours until I can take another round. And Motrin, this does not do nothing, basically. So, but that's just what side effect life does to me sometimes. But it's just because of what my own disability does a lot. And so, because like right now, all I can do until then is just sit down, relax, take it easy. Just do one step at a time without rushing it and all that. But yeah. So, yeah. But that's what's going on there, y'all. Hey there, Scrappy. How are you doing? Just back. But yeah. I'm just hanging out though, y'all, so that's good to hear, Scrappy, that you're doing well. And all that. There we go. Sorry, guys, let's get into a better position to where it was a little more comfortable for me. So, y'all, let's go 10 likes in the chat. Be sure you guys are tapping the like button if you haven't already. But if you have, don't listen to me. Because, it doesn't make sense for those of you that did to hear myself repeat that. Probably tell it for incoming viewers. Because you never know who's going to start coming in here next. In like 5 minutes as we say that. you know? So, yeah, we're just chilling, relaxing. Which is good to do. It's good to always relax when you can. Because, y'all, you never know when you can get the time to actually relax and all that from the day. And so, um, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just what's going on there, though. But, oh, my neck, I swear. Mm. But yeah. So, give me a second to fix the blanket here. Hey there. Welcome. How are you doing? hopefully you're doing well and all that. But yeah. So, um, but yeah. So, um, that's cool. Yeah, and yeah, y'all are like y'all's timeline's like a whole opposite than over here, which is pretty crazy. Especially it's crazy how time zones work for certain states. You know, like some are like y'all where it's the opposite time of day, and then some are like an hour ahead of each other, or an hour behind, or 2 hours, or it's all hours in between, which is pretty crazy. Like it's crazy of how all state time zones work, basically. And so, yeah, it's pretty wild and all that. And so, like for some people, either y'all's time can be very similar to me, where like right now over here it's 12:30, well 12:31 now, um, at night, and then some people it can be 1:31, or some people it can be 11:30, some people it can be, or even just a couple hours behind that, or it can just be the opposite time of day and all that, basically. Um, and all that. What do you do for living? To answer your question, right now I'm a thrift store worker, so right now I work for a small city thrift store near me. I've been doing it for about 2 months. I might be possibly having my last day in a couple weeks, but I've been doing it more as like a work experience just to get an idea of things. But um yeah, it's pretty cool though. And so I kind of do a lot of things from taking I do a lot of things from getting items up from the warehouse department, which is the back separate, it's like a separate building from the store. And then going up to the main store department and putting things out for customers, and then also folding things and putting them neatly, and then also hanging things up, and also expecting items, making sure they're in good condition before they can get sold, and even sometimes racks, so meaning making sure that things get hung up and put in the right places. So, like dressing rooms, for example, making sure all the clothes from the returning racks they all go back to where they're supposed to go, and then um, excuse me, good lord, I do hope, but yeah. And I just kind of really do anything, honestly, that I get told to do, and all kinds of stuff. But pretty, it's pretty crazy, but it's pretty cool, and all that. And so, um, yeah. So that's me answering your question there. But yeah, so yeah, that's a little bit of me. But I also do content too, behind the scenes too, and all the things. But yeah, we're just hanging out. currently. But yeah. Let me move my hand this way. Architect. Oh, that's cool. Nice. That's really cool. Nice. But yeah, so luckily right now for me, I'm off until Monday. So thankfully I don't work for a couple more days, which is awesome. Because, I mean, it's nice when you get days off. Basically, because who wouldn't? Who wouldn't like getting days off? I know I would. And it's always nice to have days off because it gives yourself time to actually rest and recover. But also it just gives your mind a couple days to reset itself and all that stuff. But um yeah. So um yeah. Anyway, y'all, I've been on here for about an hour and all that from the looks of it. I will probably get off pretty soon though. Just cause I mean, I really do feel my headache making me crazy. Also, I've just been on here for a while, and I do need to charge my phone, so I probably will go ahead and get off here while it's kind of stable. So, for anyone that was just here, I will be back on Monday. I mean Sunday. See, look, my brain's not working. That's because I'm thinking it's next day. I'll next be back here on Sunday, basically. But I'll see you guys then.